All right, people. We just gonna keep it 100 tonight.
100.
100.
100.
We are here with, first of all, welcome to Most Moto, mindset of successful thinking. Moto short for motivation. The true outcome of having a mindset of successful thinking is having an unwavering expectation of successfully achieving a predetermined goal, knowing that the outcome was supposed to happen. I am here today with a good young fella.
Yeah, man.
George Davis.
Thanks for having me, man.
Teddy G is what they call him.
Teddy G.
Teddy G. So you know, we did an interview yesterday with the awesome Star, and we did a full-fledged interview, and it was impactful and great, but it had no volume. Sad. So tonight, I'm sitting here talking with George about life in general. We encouraging each other, inspiring each other, just growing, and I'm literally after work chilling, clothes hanging off and all other stuff, and then we got so into our conversation, I said, I want to record you. I want to record this conversation that we're talking about, because what we're talking about today was about weight, about confidence, about life in general, about being inspired, and how you can actually transform lives by just doing something that you love to do, and you would do it for free. So Teddy G is what they call him, and Teddy G showed me some pictures of him in the past when he was bigger to where he is now. And one thing he was mentioning is about the fact that we don't ever talk about the psychological issue, the psychology behind the weight loss.
Right.
But before we get to that, I want Teddy to introduce him, not Teddy, Teddy G, George, to tell us more about him and just give us a little bit about yourself and just encourage the Most Moto community, man.
Gotcha. So, good to see everybody on tonight. My name is George Davis. Met Troy through a couple of church friends, church family from Memphis. Graduated from Tennessee
Well, he
State.
didn't meet me in Memphis.
Right.
He's from Memphis. He
Memphis.
done jumped to that. That's okay.
It's a good city.
He about to become a superstar tonight.
Trying. So yeah, man. Just young, 25. Just trying to learn. Just always wanted to just pick people's brains and see why do they think the way that they actually think. So that's why I got in contact with Troy. I've been following most motos for a couple of weeks now, and I definitely like the content, man.
You like that?
I
You
like
do?
the content. Yeah.
I'm glad, man.
Yeah, man.
But after we got to talk and know each other, it's you. And that's what we learned about Most Moto. It's not about the fact that just the community alone. It's a community made up of other individuals that want to inspire and edify people to be better than they were 5 minutes ago. From your story, better than they were a year or two ago,
Right.
Because you have a story in regards to where your upbringing, and then also to the point of where you talk about the weight. So let's start with your upbringing, though. A lot of people don't know your story, and a lot of people don't, and I don't think you ever shared it with a lot of folks.
Never heard.
This is breaking news, okay? In regards to someone, I want you all to know how you all have a story and how your story can transform lives. So G, tell us a little bit about your upbringing that make you who you are.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So growing up in Memphis, man.
In the
know-
M.
In the M.
Was you juking?
No, I wasn't juking.
You wasn't juking the ballerina?
I was in the books.
Oh, you was
booking.
okay, you
Wasn't
booking,
juking.
not juking. Gotcha.
But yeah, man. So I just grew up in Memphis. I grew up in the heart of North Memphis. Kind of definitely a hectic type of in environment. A lot of oppression and stuff like that. So just being able to overcome that and see who I developed to be and who God has made me to be is inspirational to me. Rough childhood, grew up. Well, I was a grandma's baby. So I never really had a chance to, I guess, have the father and the mom type deal. But my granny was everything that I actually needed. So my mom, she was going through some struggles up in her life during that time. So, but I
What
was
struggle
able
was
to-
that? Do you
drugs.
mind talking about that?
Don't mind at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So and actually, she's actually 8 years clean.
There you go.
And she actually
Something to
give
be
her-
celebrated.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So she actually give her testimony all of the time on how God has really pulled her out, and how she's just the woman who she is today. So, man, just being a grandma's kid. So my grandma raised me. So she raised 5 of her own, and then she raised 5 of my mom's kids.
And we typically in the African American community, the black community, let's just keep it 100. We're not going to really keep it 2 PC. We normally see a lot of folks growing up in the household with their grandparents rather than their parents, because oftentimes their parents may be too young, or their parents may be on some going through different situations where the grandparent is basically the backbone, the grandmother as a backbone. So you actually grew up in that setting. So
yeah, so I had grew up in that setting, and I would definitely say it was a different kind of environment, but it was what made me to be who I am today. So do I regret it? No. Man, I have an awesome relationship with my mom. Awesome, man, awesome. So we talk all of the time. We call, we joke. We just can continue to build on the foundations of what we have. But
the one thing you mentioned downstairs, I mean, literally, we were just talking about building and getting to know each other. And this guy's story is so powerful. I said, man, people need to know your story. People need to know this. How many people have you told about this? He said, not many. I'm closed off. And if you meet him, like he said before, people would not think he was closed. Some people think he don't say 2 words.
Right.
Then other people that know you like, oh, George, he off the chain. Yeah. Right. But one thing you said your mother told you was that no one's ever asked to learn about the other side of the struggle. They always want to say what you should be doing, but they don't know the struggle she's going through. Talk about that a little bit.
Man, I would say I actually had a time to get very personal with my mom. And she, like I said, she tells her testimony all the time, but it's a struggle just being out there, involved in, drug activity and everything and stuff like that. But most people look at it from the standpoint, oh, they're doing this, but we don't look at the psychological part on what it looks like to be on the other end. Some of the oppression that she was faced with, some of the trials and the issues that she was going through. Man, it's rough. So I have a newfound respect for anyone, who is dealing with any kind of addiction or anything like that, and those who view it from only the one side, talk to them, take time to get to know them and get to see, okay, like what was the root of the issue? Like, what are some of the things that you faced with when you was out there? And when you do that, you definitely get a different insight. And so that's why I have a newfound respect on anyone who's going through addiction or anything like that.
Because addiction is more than just drugs. No. Because we're about to get to the other addiction. The one thing your mom said to you, though, which I want you all to hear that, is the fact that no one's ever asked the other side.
They never asked.
I mean, she said, George, it's interesting you asked me that, because did you say she was happy? I'm like,
yeah, she was actually happy that we actually said, and I'll never forget it. We was getting some wings.
Yeah, getting some wings.
Some good old Memphis chicken. Yeah, man. So like I just asked.
What kind of flavor was on the wing? Was it licking pepper?
Honey gold.
Honey gold.
Licking honey gold.
Did you get some wet naps?
Wet naps.
You gotta you can't lick your fingers too much because you gotta get dry. Okay, got But go ahead. She told you that she was happy that you asked that.
Yeah, man. So I was always a person who I want to know why. So what was really going on during that time? And she stated, George, I done looked death in the face plenty of times, but people would never know because they never asked. And during that time, that's when I was like, wow, like that's some powerful stuff, and people need to hear your story. So just being able to think, what do I do to survive? Am I gonna be able to either, wake up to see the morning? It was just so many things that she was really faced with. So to be able to, just talk to me about those things and me being receptive to receiving that, I understood exactly what she was going through, why she was going through that. And it's like, to see her go from that to who she is today, she's pulling people out of where she was.
Yeah.
And like people know, Miss Lena saved me. Like Miss Lena helped me. Like Miss Lena made that kind of impact on my life.
Miss Lena, thank you so much for impacting people. Straight up. And when you see your baby on TV today, on YouTube, thank you for blessing him to see. Because the good thing is that you did not judge her and stay in the past.
Right.
Because what happened is people don't remember you. They don't remember the old George.
Right.
Who remembers the old George is George.
Yeah.
So that psyche inside of him says, used to be this big.
Yeah.
Used to be this, used to be that. Are you sure you're going to be able to do that? So we're going to get into that, because the next thing is the psychological issue behind it. You at one time was 370 pounds.
370.
370.
Yeah.
And then you look at yourself in the mirror. People may have told you all the time you need to lose weight.
Yeah.
But you knew that. Yeah. Right? The doctor tell you.
I recall going to the doctor, man, and they said I was, you're 1 pound away from being a diabetic. And I was on my way to band camp. So I was 349 pounds in 2013 going to a band camp. Yeah. And I was working out, but I guess the working out I was doing wasn't really paying off. So I actually got bigger over that
So
summer.
You went from the 1 pound, you went on up to another 30.
Another 30. So man, so I ended up getting to like 370 pounds before I noticed something has to really change.
And what made you change? Just tell me about that change. Tell them about the change that made you. Was it a shirt?
Yeah, it was a shirt, literally a blue shirt.
He said, "Interesting, you wearing a blue shirt today." Yeah,
blue shirt. So I actually went to church. And, I had to sing. I like to sing sometimes. Music is definitely one of my passions. So I had to wear a blue shirt that Sunday, and I had like 4 or 5 shirts, but none fit.
None.
Like I tried them. I had different varieties, different patterns, different fabrics.
Even make you look slimmer.
Even the ones that made me look slim, man.
And the button was just yelling, like, please, sir.
Right, and I was so scared.
Yeah.
That when I got up there, that button was gonna pop off.
Oh,
yeah, I was scared. I was nervous. So
I was nervous.
That day, that's when my mental thought on just like taking care of the body, the weight loss, and confidence development really started to resonate in my spirit.
So, cause we're gonna stay on before we get to the psyche thing. Stay on the fact about losing weight.
Yeah.
So you lost some weight.
Yeah.
You dropped down to about 280 something. You say
Well, I got down to 276 pounds.
276 pounds. Proud moment, cause you lost 100 pounds.
Right.
But then you said a key thing. You said we always talk about the losing weight. We always talk about how you got to get it off, but we never talk about the psyche behind losing weight. Because you've ever seen my 600-pound life?
Yeah.
That's depression, right?
Definitely.
And like you look at these folks on my 600-pound life, and I'm quite sure they probably tell them when you eat, we need you to look the fattest ever. I mean, you got to eat a whole table full of food because they want to sell the story.
Oh yeah.
But not knowing the psyche behind these people, they're really, and they know they need to do better. They know they want to, but the psych, and it's sad to see the psychology behind this, that their mind is telling them, you can't do this. Your mind is telling you that you're at it. So talk about that a little bit, the psyche of it.
Man, I would say on my journey, just getting down to 276 pounds, even in the 8th grade, I was 300 pounds. Not really proud to say it, but I have made progress. So I mean, I was 300 pounds and in the 8th grade, and as a kid, that's kind of dangerous. So when I was losing weight, it was more than just eating right, and it was more than just exercise. Like you literally have to change the way that you think and change your attitude towards food. So one thing that really helped me was I didn't look at food for enjoyment. I looked at food like gas. Like
you gotta eat, like you gotta fuel yourself.
You have to fuel your body to keep on going, not put stuff in it. It's just like putting sugar. Like if you have sugar water and then you have gas.
Keep that he just said sugar water.
Sugar water.
Now that's a hood drink right there.
Come on,
sugar water. Hey, Troy, go in there and make me some sugar water. You know what I'm saying? Like who does that? Sugar water? That's a whole nother subject, but
So like you wouldn't put sugar water in your gas tank. So if your body is the vehicle, you wouldn't put sugar water in your tank because it's going to slow it down. Like you'll put the top grade stuff in your body, but the psychological part is we don't change our way of thinking towards food. We're still looking for enjoyment, and we don't look for it as energy to keep on going.
So it's like the 600-pound life.
Yeah.
They think they go see Dr. Now, get the weight off, have the surgery, but he makes them lose weight before they even do it.
That's it.
Because if your mind not right yet, you're not gonna do anything but be back and worse.
Your mind is so powerful. Like that's the counteractive part that most people don't really deal with. You can do everything that you need to do, but if your mind's not right, you can go home and literally defeat all of the work that you just put in. And it's so crazy how you can work out so hard and do so much and go so hard up in the gym and come home and mess it all up by eating a couple of pieces of pizza.
Which I was thinking about eating tonight. But the thing is, I was thinking about getting me a little thin crust.
Right.
But because I want to bless the family.
Right.
But then I know I don't need to have no thin crust.
That's
even though Contoro's not bad, but it is bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing, man, that I learned on my journey, even like when you're picking certain foods to eat, flip it over, and this is how you actually this is actually how I made my mind evolve to think of food as energy. I started to look and see what's actually in it. I love cheese nips. Everyone loves it, but there's a chemical in cheese nip that's banned in Japan called THBQ, and it's actually used to kill rats and stuff overseas. But we put it in our food to keep our food fresh.
So we. Now we don't go into a point of education compared to just losing weight. You do it. Because let me ask you this. Have you ever been faced with, although you done lost weight, someone tell you still need to lose weight? Or someone come to you and say, hey, big guy, you're going to lose a little pounds.
It's kind of like,
and they don't know your story. They don't know. They just see, they don't know you just lost 100 pounds.
Right.
They just see the big guy. Talk about the fact that you've been a trainer and being the big guy. Even though you done lost 100, but you still, somebody like, he the trainer? but they don't know the story. This is why this is good. They're gonna know it today.
Gotcha, man. So I was encouraged by one of my good friends there, and he's the founder of JC Movement, and he actually encouraged me to start JC Movement Fitness. So what that is just like a group of people who get to, like who likes to work out and who want to make a lifestyle change. And it's not a forced thing. It's helping them develop in reality. Because most people think, okay, when you want to lose weight, you have to stop everything at once. It's not a time frame type thing. It's a lifestyle change. So man, just being able to just make progress and impact others. I actually started JC Movement Fitness last summer or whatever, and our slogan is we move with a purpose. Like we always move because we have a task to get done, and that's what we need to be trying to focus on. So that's why you got to move with a purpose. So I started it last summer, and it's starting in May, every other Saturday. We work out from 10 to 11. I make my own workouts. I always give healthy tips, for people to just really go and educate and mentally process during their week, so that you can just start incorporating small things in your life. Because most people try to quit cold turkey, but that's not the reality of life. You can't quit life cold turkey. You can start making progress. And with the JC Movement Fitness, that's what we do. Like, we just want people to make progress. That's it. Like, we don't hound you down. If you have a bad week and your nutrition wasn't on point, that's fine. Keep on coming back, because it's not just something that you do overnight. It's a lifestyle change.
Talk about that fact when you said that you may be working out for a year, nothing has changed, but you continuously doing and building what you need to do, disciplining yourself to, okay, I know. Talk about the scale. How the scale is, you said it's like almost like Eve. You know how women have that certain person, that certain thing that happen once a month, and they say, I can't wait to meet Eve because we're gonna talk. Talk about the person that may have created the scale, and you like, we're gonna talk about that.
Man, the scale is not a good thing to me. Honestly, it is. Like, you can work so hard and get on the scale and the scale not show nothing, but that's why you can't do it based on numbers. You have to do it based on lifestyle and based on how you think, because the mind is a powerful thing. You also have to renew your mind.
Do you hear what he's saying?
Yeah,
the
powerful.
mind, the way you think, and renew it every day. So when someone says that I don't need it,
you have to.
I don't need that. I don't need to have that. I don't need to listen to any motivational stuff to keep me going. I don't need a theme song that gets me pumped up.
Right.
You actually need it if you want to continue to move forward.
Yeah, life is about growth, man. And expanding your mind, you're only growing. And the only way to progress through life is to grow. So yeah, man, but that
scale, I mean, because so encourage them about the fact about the scale, because you get on there, you find out your clothes might be falling right on the floor.
Right.
But the scale says you only lost 1 pound.
I honestly do not encourage weighing in on the scale. That's how most people track progress, but I track progress on how my clothes fit. And when I started doing it based on how my clothes fit, I was more motivated to actually go and work out, because okay, I'm seeing a difference physically and in my clothes, and not just based on the scale. Because you can get to a point to where every week isn't going to be a good week. But something that the scale doesn't tell you, you can work out 10 times as hard and put on muscle. But the scale only tell you, okay, hey, you didn't lose anything.
Yeah, you still at 340.
But why didn't you tell me that exactly? Yeah. But why didn't you tell me that I gained some muscle though?
Look, you talking to the scale.
Talking to the,
you like, why you didn't tell me? I mean, it's your fault. Why you didn't tell me?
Yeah,
why you didn't? I only lost look. So I got with a trainer one time. My boy Pete, one of my favorite trainers. He said that, Troy, you look like you're losing weight, dog. You working it out. You're doing good. I think you lost about 20.
Right.
This is back a couple years ago. So I went to the doctor, had a physical. I lost 3 pounds. Wow. After like 90 days. 90 days. But my trainer said, but my clothes fit different. I look at an old picture like, man, but my clothes fit different. I felt different. I felt good. And I lost 3 pounds on the scale. The scale didn't tell me I gained my muscle back or whatever. Yeah. And he was about to quit. He just had a down day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the scale is not your friend. As my brother would tell you, the fit gorilla would tell you, the scale is not your friend.
It's not.
So when does the classes start back for the JC Movement Fitness?
Got you. So the classes start back the second week of May. So we're going to get, started brand new workouts. There will be, just pamphlets and stuff, just giving out just different kind of info that you can take with you to just go and develop a lifestyle change.
And guess what? So March 2nd?
Yeah.
JC Movement is your people?
May
2nd. Second week of May. All right. Can I challenge you today?
Challenge me, man.
I'm telling y'all, hear this. So it's not. I mean, JC Movement folks.
I like that.
STBF folks, which is
that.
what spirit.
Yeah.
Tell what STBF says.
Yeah, Spirit and Truth Believers Fellowship.
Okay, that's one of these folks are like gang members. They all. It's just
love our family.
Look, that church is like a real church of family and faith and favor, man. Y'all got a lot of favor going on.
Appreciate it, man.
You follow what I'm saying? And it shows. Y'all Pastor Daniel and Lady One.
Yeah. They're awesome, man.
Good people, man.
Yeah.
The thing is that you can tell it. You know, you tell a fruit by a tree by its fruit.
Yeah.
And that's what. But I want to challenge you today, Teddy G, Mr. George Davis.
I'm ready.
Before May, basically by the end of April, you need to have your workout pamphlet ready.
Gotcha, man.
Seriously, I don't care if it's stapled and it's just get together. Because the true way to wealth is actually creating resources for yourself to make room for you. The gifts that you have that you love to do by doing the JC movement, you can tell there's something you like. Not the fact about working out, seeing people's lives change.
Yeah, man.
So I want to encourage you, JC movement folks, everybody that's a part of his camp, his fiance, everyone, need to make sure y'all challenge him to say how your book coming, your pamphlet coming. Now we're not talking about 1,000 pages, but we're talking about workouts. You already got it written out.
Right.
You got workouts you've been giving out all the time.
Yeah.
You got meal plans you done made. Yeah. So right now is an opportunity where you can now create a resource for you to get the income you want to have, extra.
Yeah.
But then also change your lives at the same time.
Yeah,
so when they come to working out with you at the JC Fitness, here go this the workout right here is the book. This is where I'm coming from. Boom, boom, boom. Right. They will purchase that from you because they believe in what you're doing. So that's the challenge. Yeah. So I'm gonna be asking them how's it going. Y'all ask him how's it going because here at Motivational, when we believe in people being successful, we're gonna be keeping them accountable by saying you remember when.
Yeah.
Encouragement, just like you tell people at the workout. You fell off last week. Okay, just keep coming.
Keep coming.
Keep building the discipline up. You already got it written out. I don't care if it's stapled. Gotcha. I want the first one autographed.
Gotcha, man.
All right.
Gotcha, man.
Well, I appreciate you actually talking with me today, man. For real, because this all turned out from just talking about life to let's put this thing on camera and change somebody's life. Look, the true outcome of having a mindset of successful thinking is having an unwavering expectation of successfully achieving a predetermined goal, knowing that the outcome was supposed to happen. Change somebody's life today, but most of all, change yourself. We're keeping it real today. I mean, I'm in my bonus room, got kid toys all over the place. We just set up the lights and let's go at it. Shirt on, all unbuttoned, and we're just having a good time, man. Building brotherly love, man.
That's it.
I'm proud of you, though.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad that you actually doing your thing.
Thank you.
Hey, man, y'all be good today. Change somebody's life, but most of all, change yourself. Holla.